proud peacock. Pierre the Peacock lived along the French-Bordeaux divide just south-southwest of Le Château de la Belle. Pierre was exquisite. I know, most peacocks are, but Pierre was something else. Where most peacock feathers would shine, his were almost incandescent. They gleamed and glistened as if the very Milky Way had manifested across his plume. Everyone who set eyes upon Pierre immediately fell into rapture, and all agreed that there had never been a more handsome peacock ever born. How Pierre loved this adulation! He loved being admired, and he loved being envied. And so, as the years swelled, so did Pierre's pride. "How in awe of you I am, you handsome bird," he would self-appreciate when catching sight of his own reflection. "How proud I am of your captivating beauty and your stunning good looks," he would sing, blowing kisses to himself. And on days when he felt most conceited, he would dance seductively to the beat of his own self-love. Now, to love oneself is vital, important, and the key to true happiness. However, Pierre's self-love had become boastful and unkind. He began comparing himself to other creatures and retorting spiteful remarks if any tried to converse or approach him too closely. Pierre had become intolerable and selfish, and his beauty began to fade in the eye of the beholder. Pierre's attractive feathers had stopped hypnotizing his friends' imaginations in the same pleasant way. Instead, they began to feel apprehensive and uncomfortable in his company. It wasn't long before his friends were no longer this, and Pierre grew quite lonely. Sad and forlorn, Pierre found himself a latang where the narcissus flowers grew. He plopped himself amongst the indigo-coloured flowers and began to weep. "How sad I feel," he thought to himself, "and how bitter that a splendour such as mine is no longer adored." Just at that moment, a single tear fell from his cheek and landed on the petal of a nearby narcissus. As the tear was absorbed by the flower's potent blossom, Pierre was overcome with a dizzy awareness. A beguiling wakefulness flooded his being, and the eyes on the tips of his peacock feathers began to speak into his heart. "Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Pierre. So allow the eyes upon your great plumage to grant you a sight beyond sight." The first eye showed him the importance of oneness without loneliness. The second eye revealed how compassion and sharing doubles your joy. The third eye illustrated the tri-part power of kindness, empathy, and friendship. The fourth eye drew his attention to the 4 changing seasons, and just as the winter invites the dawning of spring, so summer gracefully surrenders to the fall, all without comparison. The fifth eye unveiled the power of his 5 senses and advised he pay more attention to the most undervalued of them all, his common sense. The sixth eye reminded him that to know thyself to be a vital gift, but to get to know others to be a vital gift too. The seventh eye spoke of the perfection in reflection, and that this reflection was not bound to the mirror alone. The eighth eye showed him the grace of eternity, never-ending opportunity to experience epic beginnings and impressive endings, and epic endings and impressive beginnings. The ninth eye clarified the power of chance encounters, and within them, the divine seed for adventure. The 10th eye, however, was the most profound of all. In its unconditional teaching, it blessed Pierre with the following authentic truth: that which is beautiful is not always good, but that which is good will always be beautiful. And with that, Pierre returned to his friends a more insightful, humble bird than they had ever known before.